She's so fine. Hell of a hell of a blows my mind. Hell of a lights my day.
What's good, guys? This story is coming out of Mississippi. Came out on June the 5th via Black Enterprise. And I want to thank my good friend D. Walsh for sending it to me. Ikeria Washington blasted West Point Consolidated School District over Valedictorian and Salutatorian debacle. That's the original Valedictorian and Salutatorian of the 2021 graduating class. But things changed. Two black teens, Ikeria Washington and Layla Temple, were initially named Valedictorian and Salutatorian of the 2021 graduating class at West Point High School South. On graduation day, the families of the two brilliant teens discovered that they had to share the spotlight with two white students, Dominic Borgioli and Emma Claire Berry. Ikeria Washington, Ikeria's mother, called a spade a spade. Via Facebook, Washington accused the superintendent of accusing to the white parents whining, even though their children didn't deserve the honor. She also added emphasis that Ikeria and Layla took harder classes than Borgioli and Berry. According to WCBI News, the school's handbook determined the valedictorian and salutatorian by GPA, grade point average, which Borgioli and Berry did not have. West Point Consolidated School administrators in West Point, Mississippi, basically invented a new 2-point system to determine the additional recipients because black excellence was too much for the racist school district. We apologize for any confusion and problems this has caused. The school district takes full responsibility for this misunderstanding, the district said via statement. The district has since deleted its Facebook page. The entire district's Facebook page has disappeared, as you can see in that little frowny face right there. And another post there with the frowny face. On Twitter, users sounded off about the district's double standard. Lots of little frowny faces there. Don't worry, I've got them all screenshotted. Although West Point Consolidated Schools tried to make an illogical situation logical, the community, social media users, and Ikeria Washington and Temple's parents know that the district can't put shit in a box and call it chocolate. Now I'm going to start with Ikeria Washington's post. This was on Facebook. She says, I am the parent of valedictorian Ikeria Washington. There was no mix-up. You have two black, beautiful young ladies that outsmarted two white, young, privileged students. They had the highest averages. There is only one valedictorian, Ikeria Washington, and one salutatorian, Layla Temple, period. The handbook doesn't specify how class rank is determined. It states per the students' averages for the semesters. Ikeria and Layla took AP courses, which is weighted more than your regular classes. Emma and Dominic, I don't know if it's Dominique or Dominic, didn't take any, or maybe one, whereas the others took at least 4, which pushed their averages to be higher. I was told the white students were allowed to have their grades adjusted after the cutoff time. Their parents were at the school every day whining about their kids should have won. They harassed and intimidated the superintendent, and ain't no telling what else, into allowing their kids to be recognized. Emma and Dominic had scholarships that were in jeopardy because they were not named valedictorian and salutatorian. It's just a damn shame how they were allowed to manipulate. If the shoe was on the other foot, then what? And the worst thing about it is that the white parents knew this was going to happen beforehand. Our girls found out hours before graduation that they would be having to share the floor with others. Give to our beautiful black girls what was rightfully earned. Expect the unexpected. They didn't think they could do it, but all was proven wrong. In my eyes, they are the only valedictorian and salutatorian of 2021. Here is West Point Consolidated School District's original Facebook post. Congratulations to West Point High School's 2020-2021 Valedictorian and Salutatorian, Ikeria Washington and Layla Temple. Then it has a little asterisk and it says follow the WPCSD Facebook page for more pictures from today's Senior Awards Day. And there is a picture of the two girls standing there with their awards for Valedictorian and Salutatorian. Then you have this post from Facebook from Jean Brian Moore. It says, set a goal and pursue it with all you have. No matter what, keep believing in it. Valedictorian Dominic, Borgioli, Salutatorian Emma Claire Berry. They have battled for first and second spots since elementary school, and how fitting that they end up fractions of a point apart. Congratulations, I am so proud of you both. You represent West Point High School so well. And there's a picture of them. Then comes West Point Consolidated School District's piss poor explanation. The West Point Consolidated School District would like to address the concerns of the naming of Valedictorian and Salutatorian for the WPHS class of 2021. There are two methods to determine a student's class rank. The first is quality point average, or QPA. The second is grade point average, or GPA. On page 10 of the West Point High School Student Handbook, it states, class rank. A student's rank in his or her graduating class will be calculated by averaging his or her semester averages. Based on the above statement in the handbook, a student's ranking should be determined by GPA. However, at Senior Awards Day on Monday, May the 24th, 2021, the two students who were recognized as Valedictorian and Salutatorian did not have the highest GPA. Instead, these two students have the highest QPA. The two students with highest QPA are Ikeria Washington and Layla Temple. The two students with the highest GPA are Dominic Borgioli and Emma Claire Berry. The WPCSD feels it necessary to recognize all four seniors at graduation. Congratulations to the following: Dominic Borgioli and Ikeria Washington, Valedictorian; Emma Claire Berry and Layla Temple, Salutatorian. We apologize for any confusion and problems this has caused. The school district takes full responsibility for this misunderstanding. Since then, they got so much heat that they couldn't take the pressure of being in the kitchen. So the district, not just the school, the actual district deleted their Facebook page. Content no longer found, okay? Also, since then, they have received a Google review summary of 1.1 star with 47 new reviews about the school, or school system, I should say. Also important to note, if you look at how they listed the valedictorians and salutatorians, it's not lost on me, or anyone else for that matter, that they listed Ikeria Washington and Layla Temple last in each category. Now, some of the posts on Twitter I thought were important to share. This person says, I bet Karen and Becky were pissed their little darlings weren't top of the class and had their friends calling the school and demanding their kids be recognized. This is bullshit. I agree. This person, in reply to the Facebook post from the brown lady, says, wait, did that lady say that the guy or girl represent their school so well? What about the two young ladies? Were they not smart enough, or... Then there was this post on Twitter. They actually did work with more difficulty than the two white kids. They robbed those two black students of the spotlight they earned. Just to me personally, this is just my humble opinion. It appears that West Point Consolidated School District changed the rules when it didn't fit the way they wanted it to play out. I personally have seen this happen. I used to do beauty pageants as a child. I have also judged beauty pageants. And when I was younger, I specifically remember, I was in my 20s, judging a beauty pageant somewhere down in Alabama. And there was a child of mixed race in the beauty pageant. Absolutely gorgeous. She received very high accolades. Her numbers were very high. When it came time for us to tally the scores of the people in the pageant, they kept running the math, and it kept having this child of mixed race as the winner, and they just couldn't figure it out. And numbers are numbers, they only add one way. And they were tore up, so they wanted to change some of their voting, their scorecards. And the lady that had the pageant, she came over and told them, because I wasn't one of those judges that was wanting to do that. I was good with my selections. She told them they couldn't do that. And they were very tore up because they didn't realize that the scores would give the queen category to the child of mixed race. And I think that was one of the last times that I ever judged a pageant in Alabama. I said right then, I'm not going to do this. But that's what this reminds me of. That they have tried to change the rules at the end because they didn't like the numbers. They didn't like that Ikeria Washington and Layla Temple came out being the valedictorian and salutatorian. It just is what it is. They can delete their Facebook page all day long, but the truth still is the truth. I have never heard of the QPA. That's just me personally. When I was in school, granted that was a long time ago, it was all based on GPA, and there's no other way around that. So I would be interested to see the 4 GPAs lined up, and also the classes. So I understand where the quality comes in, but it just looks like, I mean, you got to look at it at face value from the outside looking in and make it make sense. The school district announced them as the valedictorian and salutatorian of the class of 2021. And what happened from the time they announced that to the time they changed it? And you have to look at what Angela Washington says. Guarantee those parents called up there throwing a damn fit over that. Not only did they call, they probably had their grandmamas call and their mamas call and friends calling up there and powerful people in the community calling up there and putting pressure on the superintendent, principal, and everybody on down. And in a small town, that matters. That matters. Believe that or not, but that matters. So yeah, I'm sure that pressure busted the pipe there and made somebody say, hey, we've got to change this. So this situation really sickens me. Because right is right and wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter what your skin color is when right is right and wrong is wrong. You had already named them. And the pitiful part about it is you waited until graduation day a couple of hours before to tell Ikeria Washington and Layla Temple that they were not going to be the only valedictorian and salutatorian of the class. That's pretty low. That's pretty low. I just think this is a sickening story all the way around. But I'm going to end the story on that note. But I definitely wanted to bring this to the channel. And I appreciate D. Walsh for sharing this story with me. So I'm going to be interested to see how this plays out. But West Point Consolidated School District is taking some heat. Well-deserved heat. I'm going to end the story on that note. Thanks for watching, guys.